health needs. And that's what I do as a doctor, as a coach, and basically sharing my F list and glitter bombing the world is my mission.
Fabulous, fabulous. Hey, we have got a great guest coming in. So let's bring in our guest because you guys are going to have a lot to talk about, and I'm going to watch. All right.
You're going to watch?
Matt, he's there. He is laughing going on. Matt Allen, welcome to the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. And today, Dr. Nupee Arora.
I don't think we've met, Matt.
I would like to say, Russ, that your beard looks much more impressive than normal.
You're getting unmuted. No, you're unmuted. You're good. Hey, tell us what is going on in your world.
My world, a lot, basically, ranging from talking to many people to starting my new team, to trying to get myself feeling better physically and mentally, to trying to figure out the way to bring kudos to the world, raise a bit of funding, find a web dev that can help me, all sorts of different things. And that's just work life. There's a lot going on privately as well. And today, if you excuse the hair, one of us doesn't have a private stylist like Nupee obviously had, because she looks as though she's just had hers done. Yeah, probably. We're familiar with that, aren't we? Yeah, like I was supposed to be at a friend's glider. He was going to take me up in his glider today, but unfortunately, due to the weather in the northeast of England, wasn't able to do that today again. So that's the second week running. So hopefully next week, I'm going to be able to do that. And the week after that, I'm going to be down in London and then down in Dorset visiting a few friends. Do you want me to tell you who they are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Goulet, Juliet, and then down to Dorset to visit Clara that you don't know, and also Melanie.
No way. You're going to see Melanie as well. Melanie Costas. Oh my gosh.
Well, she's part of the team now, so I have to go down and say hello.
Oh, I'm working on at the weekend.
Yeah.
Not fair.
I know. I'm working too, because although I say that it's meeting people, like it's work. It's like this.
Oh.
Work's not really work. It's more turn up, have a chat, have a smile, talk about some stuff that really matters.
Matt, tell us about that little ominous machine behind you over there, over your shoulder.
The ominous machine? You mean
something's flashing there? I'm thinking
it is.
Aliens are coming. I don't know.
Are they disco lights?
It's an inside-out computer. So where you'd normally have a box and inside there is a computer inside with the CPU and the RAM and the motherboard and the cooler and everything. This is built on a 3D printed, I imagine so, a 3D printed carcass, and then it's mounted on the outside. It has like special buttons on the motherboard, and you can power it on without screwdrivers and stuff. It's a little bit special, but yeah.
I always wondered what computers look like on the inside.
Yeah, well, now you know. It's not very impressive. We have to light them up to make them look special.
All right, so tell us, Matt and Dr. Nupee, how do you guys know each other?
Oh, whoa. Wow. Can I answer that one?
Yeah, of course you can.
So one day I was sat in my house, and then outside there was, through the patio doors, French doors, there was this light in the garden. I thought, what on earth is that? I went over to the patio doors and I looked outside, and there it was, like a miracle angel fallen from the sky.
Oh my
garden and lit up the future of my life. That's how we met.
Oh,
hold on. No, this is Nupee. Sorry. No, that wasn't her.
You can't take that back. Stop it. You can't take that back. That's not fair.
Do you remember how we met?
Yeah, of course I do. It was through Melanie Costas, and I'd connected with her And she's doing amazing things for raising awareness about rural mental health. And that's where I got the idea. Well, actually, she started this trend of Okie Kokie Dokie karaoke, where I was doing the Friday, doing the karaoke stuff, not karaoke, I was singing. And it was through her posts that I was commenting, and then was chatting to Matt. And then we just jumped on a call and just chatted and connected, and yeah, just stayed friends ever since, really. And I think from the aspect of Matt's, your health problems, which are chronic and debilitating, and I guess it's very akin to more of a holistic approach to healthcare, and that's what we were talking about. We've got so many cool people. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. So yeah, that's how we met, and we've stayed good friends ever since.
Your story sounds much better than mine.
I wondered where you were going with yours, and I'm thinking,
Yeah, I saw the expression on you. What?
What? Yeah, but then it was like,
we got
okay,
patio doors, Matt.
I knew. I was like, oh, thank you. Why, thank you. And then it was like, what? No, hold on a minute.
You didn't like my story.
Matt,
No, I did.
I want to talk a little bit. I want you to tell us a little bit about how you got to where you are today.
So the taxi drops me. It picks me up from at my house. It drives for about half an hour and then drops me at the front of the building. Yeah.
So you're very old school. You're not using Uber, Lyft, or one of the
No,
apps. You're still using taxi.
I like it.
All right. So we're getting a glimpse into who Matt is. He's an old school dude.
Old school.
Keep going. Keep going. Go with it.
Okay. So I am a lot older than most people, and I remember black and white TV. I've not been working for about 10 years before last year, about this time. And before that, I've been in market research, advertising, corporate companies in the UK, working for mobile phone companies. I've done a bit of work for some marketing companies. I've done some work as a consultant and different things. Then I gave up work about 10 years ago because, well, 11 years, including this year, I guess, because of health issues, like Nupi was saying. Didn't work for about 10 years. Came back in June of last year officially. Had some problems launching my company, which I was hoping to do very easily. Unfortunately, the place where I lived, they weren't very receptive to that. So I had to find a different way and think about that, how I was going to do that. So I decided to come to LinkedIn to find some business people that would, let's just say they like my business idea. And instead, I found a lot of wonderful friends, as well as the people who like my business idea. I think Nupi is a testament to that. And hopefully some people in the comments. One of my health problems is that my eyesight is not very good. So people writing in the comments, if they're not familiar with that fact, they might think, well, Matt hasn't said hello to me. It's not that I'm ignoring them. It's just literally I can't see the comments and stuff. So yeah. And then what is this thing that I do? Well, I have a big business idea that is basically set to change the world and make it beneficial for everybody, not just a few.
And
that about sums that up.
Expand on that. Expand on that. You know, we need to change the world, by the way. I mean, there's some beautiful parts, but there's a long way we have to go yet.
Yeah.
So tell us about this idea.
Okay. So 10 years ago, before I finished work, I had literally came up with the idea because I looked at big tech companies that seemed to be putting together these platforms for different services, but really they were going to start selling advertising, and that's where they were going with that. It seemed a bit indirect to me. And sometimes I can be quite a direct fella. And I thought, yeah, there must be some direct way to do that and make it more about people benefiting rather than these big tech giants making so much money. Fast forward 10 years and they're making a lot more money than what they'd originally set out to do, and possibly doing things in not so friendly manner that they had set out to do as well. So really my mission now is that I want to give people back control of their data, so that then that enables them to exchange that for its value in the sense of money. And in the process, businesses also benefit because they get to advertise directly to people who are interested in their products. Tail end of that is that they get exit data or market research information, which is not, can we take your email address? Can we know your IP address? Can we know your address? And can we phone you 3 times each hour just to remind you of who we are? No, it's information that's relative to them selling things, because that's what they're trying to do. And then in the middle is my business. It is a business. It's not charity or anything like that. But I do many charity type things with the profit that comes from such big business marketplaces. And that difference that I really bring is that, number one, a lot of the money will be given to good causes, not necessarily big brand name charities, but good causes, local and national, and really depending on where the platform is based out of. And then also, and this is part of the conversation that Nupi and I originally started having, is about some of the money is invested into medical research, so that then that enables people like me, people with problems like me, and people with so many other problems, that we get fed tablets that really, some of them aren't that beneficial for us, and some of them are quite addictive. And I think that if we could invest money into medical research that is not provided by those companies that benefit financially from addicting people to medication, we can make a real difference in the world. If I can, I'll just tell you a little bit about We Are the Miracle, because that's my hashtag and people are very familiar with this. We Are the Miracle is a couple of things. Number one is that by using our data, which is our personal unique identity online, if you like, our miracle of who we are, because it's our essence, by using that in unity with other people on a platform like Kudos, that enables us to start to make changes in the world. And then beyond that, miracle number 2 is that when we start using a platform like Kudos that benefits the world, we can start realizing some true movement forward, some real miracles where people just like me, just like many people, are stuck addicted to medication, or let's think about some other things. They can't afford to turn on the lights at home, or they can't afford to feed their children without doing 2 jobs, or they can't even keep a roof over their heads without 2 or 3 jobs. And those sorts of things are the changes that I believe we need in the world, and not just for now, but for all time. And that really is the second miracle, is that we can make those changes and we can enable people to be part of society and bring some of their own miracles, whatever that is, whether they've got some sort of idea of art or philosophy, or just ways of doing things that we've not imagined before. Whether it's just being friendly and spreading a smile on somebody's face because they've actually gotten out of their house because before they weren't able to. Or they can spend extra time with their children, or we can give money to community projects. That means that instead of us complaining about the children who aren't at home because their parents are out doing the 2 jobs, instead we provide facilities where those children can go and learn skills and things that they want to do. But we give them the money to be able to do that, because that benefits society and it benefits all of us. And the overarching thing is called social benefit networks. And really it's about using that money to the advantage of everybody, because that's what it stands for, social benefit networks. We all benefit from being part of it.
Yeah, I think,
community,
we
isn't
all
it?
understand the pain of being isolated, being stuck in your home. At least we have a different perspective on it because of the lockdown that happened at the beginning of the pandemic and all the changes that had to happen. And Dr. Nupi, let's get your perspective, because we're fortunate to have you as our guest co-host today, bringing in true medical knowledge. So many people read things on the internet.
Mm,
as my friend Stephen Caggiano says, as seen on the internet.
yeah. As seen by Dr. Google.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get some perspective here
Mm,
and talk about the medications. And I think many of us are at least have a concept of how expensive things are.
yeah.
But tell us from the medical profession, what's going
So
on?
I think it's difficult because, you know,
Yeah.
there are certain conditions whereby without these treatments or without the research that's already happened, it's all evidence-based, and it takes a long time to get this data, this material together. And where it's needed, it's needed. But I guess my angle when it comes to medication is use what you need for the shortest time possible. I'm not talking about chronic health conditions here. I'm talking about more acute things. So, say pain management.
Mhm.
But the chronic problems. How about if we actually do more prevention first? And how do we do that? We need to be more aware of, and I'm not just talking, you know, let's exercise, eat healthily, there you go. There's so much more to preventative care, which is holistic care, which can be ongoing from a much younger age and actually tackle things before they become that chronic health problem. I mean, if I just take obesity, for example, which is one of the biggest risk factors for diabetes,
Mhm.
diabetic control is so difficult, or it can be. And you can throw down, you know, more medications to get somebody's diabetic control where it needs to be. And if you're not taking this overall holistic viewpoint of that person's health needs, so looking at the barriers as to why this person perhaps is eating certain, what are the barriers to her for this person to change the lifestyle impact, the factors, everything included. And if you're just looking at a number and going, okay, this is what this is, we need to put more medication down, take a step back and actually assess it as a whole person. What else is going on? And that for me is what I mean. That's what I mean by whole person, heart-centered care. And it doesn't take much to just extend that. It's humanity. So how are things at home? What else is going on? And before you know it, you found out so much more behind the scenes, which why this person can't lose weight, because the way he are eating, it's a coping mechanism. What's the coping mechanism about?
Yeah.
Usually trauma, usually something much more hidden. And I'm not trying to bring everything back to trauma, but it's understanding somebody's backstory as opposed to, this is your condition, take these for the rest of your life, and that's that. There's no healing going on. And I think my angle when it comes to healthcare is bringing other aspects where know thyself, and you can heal certain things for yourself. And that's very powerful when you combine it with the conventional medical model of care and work them alongside. That's integrative medicine.
Yeah, you know, it turns out that we're very complicated machines.
We
There's
are.
There's a lot of pieces going on.
Yeah.
And things are dependent on each other.
Yeah.
And,
but you know what, Scott?
Yeah.
We are complicated, but the thing that complicates things the most is us. It's our mind chatter. It's how we get stuck in certain aspects.
Sure.
It makes it more complicated. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah. Hey, before we're gonna come to the end here too quickly, and so Matt, I want to make sure that folks know how to get a hold of you to learn more about the business and about all of the benefits, the organizations that are going to benefit from the work that you're doing, and how maybe they can either do business with you or support organizations directly, because we have a wonderful community here. As you just watch these comments rolling through, we've got some smart folks, some caring folks, and we want to make sure that they know how to do business with you and how to support these organizations. So, Matt.
Sure. So first thing that I just wanted to do quickly is that this week in particular, because of Russ, I've been focusing a little bit more on people who are not so well. I just wanted to mention a few people because it's something that's important to me. And Noopy knows this because I used to do a live show with Noopy, and we used to mention some people on there who were not particularly well at that time. So number one, of course, is our dear friend Russ, and all the healing energy and prayers and whatever people believe in their own lives that they can give to Russ and all of these other people. So I have a friend called, I'm going to try not to say people's names. If I say your name too much, I'm sorry. But I have a friend who has a husband who is dealing with cancer. And I've not been able to see her, unfortunately, in the coming couple of weeks. So I wanted to mention Mark. There's Elaine is the granddaughter of a dear friend, and she's having some cleft operations very soon. There's a dear friend of mine that begins with an L, who is just a miracle on legs, and she's having some operations to do with some stomach difficulties and things like that. There's a dear friend of mine who works in the office here who's dealing with her father, who's at end of life care for cancer. There's a wonderful friend of mine called Stacy that I haven't seen for months now, and she knows some of the other people here on LinkedIn, and I hear her name all the time, but I miss her very much. I'm hoping that she's okay. Then there's a few people that I know who are dealing with elderly mental health deterioration. One person who's dealing with his father called D, and then another gentleman who's dealing with his elderly mother who's called M, and there's another gentleman called A. And then there are so many others, and this is the thing that speaks out to me, is the fact that, and Scott, maybe you can attest to this because you're out of America, but a lot of the things that we see on adverts for treating illnesses, particularly in the US, that you can buy and you can spend money on, and they purport to be real answers for things, for example, wrong with me. So fibromyalgia or nerve pain. Okay. And the tail end of that advert, because the advert is split in two, first side is, this is what we do, this is what we can help with. The second side of that is filled with, if you have any pins and needles feelings, if you've got some difficulties with sensation after you've used this particular cream or tablet, make sure to rush off to the hospital or the doctor to seek medical advice. I have slight heart complications. There's heart medication that you see on these adverts that says about, this will help with your difficulty with your blood pressure and whatnot. By the way, if it causes an arrhythmia or a heart attack, make sure to disappear straight off to the hospital. Make sure that you dial 111 or, in my country, 999, because that's an emergency situation and this medication might cause that. Or mental health facilities like that treat depression or mild depression, and those tablets may cause schizophrenia or anxiousness or maybe even suicidal thoughts, or maybe you want to just go out and kill everybody. Don't worry about that, just phone the emergency services and everything will be okay. But those are the adverts for things that they are selling to our families and our communities and for us to use on our children and our grandparents. That can't be the way forward. So that is why I mention these things, other than to mention my friends and get their names on here. Not that I mentioned their names, but you know what I mean. So if you want to contact me, the easiest way is to just find me on LinkedIn. If you type in Kudos Core or you type in We Are the Miracle, that's my hashtag, you will find me. Matt Allen Kudos, any of those things. You'll see a picture of me in a white and grey camouflage shirt on the beach. You won't miss me. Well, you wouldn't.
Well, there you go.
Especially if you don't talk to me.
There you go. All right. Well, I know people want to get a hold of you, and thank you for coming and sharing a bit of your story and about the business. and just to get more people connected up and to actually use their own data for good.
Yeah.
Yeah, fabulous.
And why not? And that is just the beginning, because as Noopy knows, I'm not just about people's data. I have many answers for some of the bigger problems that go beyond that. It's just, this is the easiest problem to deal with, and demonstrates that people want change and people want to benefit, not just benefit big companies and things like that. We all need positive change that benefits us all, not just about our data, but about food and health and housing and energy and many other things.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's what I'm about.
Yeah, I think Dr. Noopy just got a delivery.
Did you see that? Did you see that? I thought I was
did.
being really subtle. Yes. Yeah. It's just typical, isn't it? The kids came home from school and I was like, and they were like, I think Mummy's having a shower. I think she's getting ready. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's the beauty of life, though. Yeah.
Oh, I love
yeah,
it.
I know. It
love
always happens. I love it.
This is
It's
such a
fine.
great conversation. It's such a great conversation. So, well, we're going to wind down here, Matt. I'm going to send you to the green room, but hold on for just a moment.
Sure thing. Thank you very much. It's been a
Thank
pleasure.
you for joining us. Well, Doc,
Yes.
thank you
Thanks for
for
having
jumping
me.
in, stepping into the gap here.
No problem. No problem at all. I love it. I could listen to your voice for hours. Seriously. I can. That's why I was just
You
like,
are kind. You're kind.
nah, you've got a beautiful voice. It's very
Thank you.
soothing.
Thank you. Hey, so we got
Yes.
your contact information up there. So tell us what is coming up for Dr. Noopy Aurora.
Yeah, a few things actually. I have. Oh, I don't know if you saw it. I'll tag you later. There's an article that I've written in about my story of burnout and I guess how I blasted it and became a burnout warrior as a result. And it was featured in Jennifer Sharp's first edition of her a digital magazine, and I'm on the front cover. I'm still like, yeah, I'm on the front cover of. It's called Soul Essence, and it's there's some amazing women who have been featured in that. So I'm just totally honoured and very humbled. So that's just happened. And what else have I got going on? I'm doing a secret collaboration project with Devin James Stinson. Yes. I've sworn him to. We're not. And I'm like, not allowed to talk about it. But it's just the only sneaky tidbit is that it's flow therapy and F-list. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. So we've been working on that, and I've just been doing my clinics. I'm writing my book, and what else? Oh,
when is this book due out?
I reckon it's going to be out by. It's been pushed back to about October now. No,
okay,
it's there.
All right, so everyone, update your Christmas list. You can put the book on a list. Coming this
brilliant
fall,
idea.
Ready for Christmas. There we go.
Well, it'll be a happy Thanksgiving present. Now that I'm honorary American, I now celebrate.
Yes,
I celebrate Thanksgiving now.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm just going to wind it down here and tell everybody that Russ is resting with his family over the next couple of days. He's going to have surgery on Friday. And so everyone pray for Russ and his family. It's really tough because they're on the sidelines and they care so much for Russ, like all of us. He will have about a 6-week recovery. So we've got things planned to support Russ. But remember, Russ, in your prayers. We are live every Wednesday morning, 7 a.m. Pacific time, here on The Experience, live with Russ and Scott. And Russ's shows will continue. That is Marketing with Russ, a.k.a. hashtag Russ Selfie, on Mondays and Thursdays, and his Thursday afternoon, Russ Reels Live. So plenty of stuff going on. And with that, we're just going to say to everybody, have a wonderful day. And as we say, Enjoy the experience.
Thanks for tuning in to The Experience Live with Russ and Scott. If you enjoyed today's show, please share it with others, post about it on social media, or subscribe on YouTube. See you next time.